Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Nigeria. Good afternoon, Africa, depending on where you are hearing us from. My name is Mr. Barry, and here with me, I have two of my guest speakers. I have with me Chimelu and Tochukwu. We are here to talk about some of the trending stories that happens within Nigeria and across Africa. This is Touchlight News. This week we are talking about insecurity. Here in Nigeria, there are so many terrible news stories that occur. The adoption of 25 girls in Kebbi State, and we heard about a commissioner of which he was beheaded. The general was also beheaded in this insecurity incidents that is happening in Nigeria, and it's getting out of hand. But I want us to talk about this insecurity, and the question goes this way. After all this, because this insecurity begins right from when Donald Trump issued a threat on the Nigeria city. And the question goes this way. Do you still believe that there is a genocide going on here in Nigeria? So,
Yeah, thank you. It is obvious for everybody to see that genocide is happening in our country, Nigeria, and it is very appalling that even after Donald Trump's threat about this genocide, that we are now experiencing more of it since the day of this threat happened. We've now heard about the killing of a brigadier general, and if a brigadier general of a military can be killed, now let alone average Nigerians. We talk about the attack on a Christian church. We talk about the kidnapping of 25 two schoolgirls in Kebbi State. So it is obvious for the whole world to see that there is a genocide happening in the country, because I remember that there were some government officials that denied genocide happening in our country when Trump said all about this genocide concerning Christian and other citizens of the country. So it is obvious for us to see that genocide is happening in our country, and we call upon the government to really intervene and not for them to come every time to speak to the camera without putting a war. Thank you.
all right, thank you so much. Over to you, Mr. Fidelis.
Okay, thank you, my dear host. As Patrick Obahebon would like to say it is visible to the blind and audible to the deaf. And that is the situation concerning genocide and the ongoing atrocities by terrorists in Nigeria. There is no doubt a genocidal action carried out by beasts of human being nature going on in Nigeria. For Christians, there's no argument again after what transpired in Kwara State yesterday. It breaks my heart, and it should break that of any human being, seeing worshippers, Christian worshippers being attacked while live streaming their church service. You could see terrorists attack them. You could see women helpless and helpless. You could see an elderly woman. I'm sure that woman is not less than 70, 75 years. In fact, a medical doctor on X have said that she is his grandmother, a grandmother of that age, struggling. You see how helpless they are, and that summarizes the situation in Nigeria. So I think we should have moved past the issue of arguing whether there is genocide or not, because obviously there is. We should be talking about how do we get help, because our government have shown high level of incapability to end this genocide. It is very, very unfortunate that not only have our government shown incapability in ending the killings, they have also shown lack of humanity in acknowledging the fact that there is a problem. Imagine a situation, a country of our nature, someone at the level of a brigadier general is murdered at cold blood while serving the country. The flag of the nation is not flying in half mast. There is no national immediate address from the president of the country. There is no area bombardment of the particular place where this evil happened. If Brigadier General is unsafe, what is the fate of we, the common man? So there should not be any form of argument from any quarters again. The president should be begging America and whomever can assist us. This just can't continue. We have to end it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your contributions. Haven't heard what they said and what is going on here in Nigeria, the killings of the 25. And just yesterday, we saw on the video about the incident that occurred in the CSC church in Kwara State and how people were being attacked by these unknown gunmen and the rest of it. Now, this brings us back a flashback of what happened since years back, talking about the Chibok girls and how they were being adopted from their comfort zones. Now, the question now remains, what is the president now doing in order to stop this genocide? And are they doing it enough for us to be saved, Mr. Phillips?
Okay, I think I almost have answered your question in my first response. The simple truth is that they are not doing enough. I don't just want to conclusively say they are not doing anything.
Yeah.
Yes, we've seen the president try to jig the top security chiefs in Nigeria to change them. On a good day, it's like when a team changes its coach. It's expected that the new coach always bring new vigor. But unfortunately, we are not having that. The truth must be said without minding who talks is God. And it beggars questions why there is a total reshuffling of the security apparatus without necessarily considering the national security advisor, who sort of, we know how politics works in Nigeria, controls them. That is one. Then two, we have seen lack of human interest coming from the presidency. I am amongst those that is totally heartbroken. In fact, I'm afraid the Nigerian country, the military wants to move on from the murder of Brigadier General M. Oba. May his soul and the soul of all those who have lost their lives in this ugly situation rest in peace. It is unfortunate. It is unfortunate. So the presidency needs to wake up. They should stop lying to themselves. In all this, we ask ourselves, where is our effort? Because if you see the number of these people, if you see their numbers, see the kind of weapons they brandish, you know that an area intervention could have helped us more. And the buck stops at the president's office. He should take up the blame, take up the challenge. He's the commander in chief. If he gives a commander, you're not taking the commander, you're not getting the result you want, you get out. If it needs now, as I believe it needs, they should go now. Yeah, they are not doing enough. Call on American Department of War, whomever they need to call on our allies. We need assistance, both intelligence-wise and otherwise. We are simply not doing enough, and we can't continue in this trajectory. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Henry.
Well, my own little conclusion is I don't know if the president is even doing anything about this insecurity in our country, because every day we keep on hearing murder here, kidnapping here. So if a president is really doing something, why do we keep on hearing the same thing every day? I remembered, I think that was in 6th of November 2014, under the former leadership of Goodluck Jonathan, when we were having similar issue. And our current president came on Twitter with his handle, and he tweeted something like, in a country where we are having under occupation, that the president should resign. Today, what we are having is military occupation. Then he should also resign, because this one is worse than what we had in 2014. But unfortunately, he's only there just because he has always wanted the power. because I don't think that he has enough plan about what is going on in the country. But this was exactly what he criticized the previous administration that is still happening under his own watch, and he's doing nothing. All they do is write a good script, just come to the camera and interpret whatever the thing they wrote in the script. Yet the same problem continues. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your contributions. Information getting to me that I overheard that President Tinubu has cancelled his G20 meeting in South Africa and Angola. And I want to ask, does it have any impact going forward in this insecurity going on here in Nigeria, Mr. Henry?
First thing first, yeah, it is good that he cancelled his G-Summit meeting, because he has been a president whereby when some of these things happen, he's always on board, traveling from one country to another. But having cancelled this G-Summit shows that maybe he still is interested in what is happening, because from what we've heard, he sent the vice president to KB so that they will go and look at what that can be done. So I believe cancelling the G Summit is a welcome development, but not only to cancel, it's only to work, because that is why he's the president of the country, and you cannot keep on watching innocent citizens being murdered and you keep quiet. So he has to do something. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Mr. Lewis.
Okay, my dear brother, I think at least it shows the fact that maybe he listened to some Nigerians like myself who on X have been saying, is our president and his handlers unaware of the situation that they even released that travel plan in the first place? Who, remember, Nigeria is not a member of the G20. We are going there as going to South Africa as an observer nation. I'm not saying it's not important, but this kind of time and situation calls for a commander-in-chief to sit and give commands and get results. There is this saying that someone whose house is in burning does not pursue rat. As far as I'm concerned, going out of this country to do negotiate is pursuing rats. You are a president because there are people alive in Nigeria that you govern. This is the simple truth. So it's a welcome development, but we now await the result of his cancellation. We expect immediate action. We don't want some people already placing some tribal link to his, okay, maybe because Kwara State is quote and unquote from a tribe, or mostly from a tribe where president is from. That is why maybe president is interested. I don't want to believe that. I want to believe that the president has woken up. Results or get out. Get the president and get we Nigerians, the three employers of these people, get us result and stop this naming of people, or resign. Which other position, whatever position you're holding, be you the chief of army staff, if you think you can't do it, get out so that another person will do it. If any position, including the president, if you feel overwhelmed by the challenges of the country, he knows what to do. But that is not, let's see what we get from this, at least a humanistic act. Thank you, bro.
Okay, thank you so much for your contributions. Our viewers will leave the rest of this based on the genocide and the insecurity in Nigeria. Drop your comments, let us know your mindset, what you have in mind towards this. Now we move to the next we have in our hand, talking about the crisis in PDP. This is one of the most famous party when it comes to democracy here in Nigeria. And for the few weeks ago or months now, we are hearing about these factions, this and that in the same party. And we are still crying of insecurity. Another one is coming up, still rising the insecurity in the nation. Now, I have a question for my guests and also you, the viewers. You drop your comments based on the question and the rest of it. Now, the question is, what led to this crisis between the two factions in the PDP yesterday, Mr. Phillips? What do you think will lead to this crisis?
Okay, I think factionalization of the supposed biggest opposition party in Nigeria, the PDP, started immediately. Nyesom Ezenwo, His Excellency Ezenwo Nyesom Wike lost the party ticket in 2022. I don't think the party nor Wike has recovered from that. It has been from him handling a position in APC while directing the affairs of PDP. I think what culminated now is that people like His Excellency Sheyi Makinde and I don't know whether I see the PDP chairman of PDP Governors Forum, His Excellency Bala Mohammed, have decided to man up to say that PDP cannot continue to be a weakest party. So they have decided to take the bull by the horn, and Wike being a strong man, it's all about interest, wanted to show his powers. Now then that led to the factionalization. They started factionalizing where the then PDP chairman, Damagogun, I don't know how I'm pronouncing it well, was loyal to the Bakinde Bala faction, while the then secretary, or is he still secretary, Senator Anyanwu, was loyal to, or is still loyal to Nyesom Wike. So this brought in the factionalization that you're seeing. Now PDP have conducted a factional, meaning the word factional, National Executive Congress, electing new officers. I think Senator or Barrister Kabiru Turaki San, SAN, has emerged in the faction loyal to Bala at the Shehimaki. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Harry.
Well, my own just like my guest, as yes, on Wike is a man that whatever thing he wants in politics, he feel like he gets it, and it's always the attention of almost every political scene happening in the country. In 2022, he lost the presidential primary ticket to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Not only did he attack PDP, he attacked Atiku Abubakar. That these people that are coming to PDP to claim all this and that, where were they when things were rough? He was the only person and few other persons that were still in the party, building the party. Now Atiku Abubakar, has not left the party for him. He is working for APC and he still wants power in PDP. Whether it was intentional something from time immemorial that while working for APC, I will disrupt the PDP so that come the next election, we will not have opposition. That is left to be seen as we move forward. Then on the other hand, Sheyi Makinde also is somebody that has his own ambition, knowing the fact that he was part of Nyesom Wike's allies.
G5.
You understand? But now he has his own ambition too. This is now a factional party where Nyesom Wike and his own allies are fighting for their own power interests, while Sheyi Makinde and his own allies are fighting for their own power. But now they have had a convention where they now have a new party chairman, but it doesn't look like Nyesom Wike and his own faction, agreed to whatever thing that transpired in PDP.
All right, thank you so much. I haven't seen what happened yesterday between these two factions of PDP, between both the politicians and their supporters. Now, the question goes this way: between the Yesowike's faction and the Makinde's faction, which of them do you think is being recognized by the INEC for 2027 elections? And
I haven't, I haven't gone deep to know the one that the INEC, has accepted as the main faction. But I think from the interview that Bala Mohammed, who is, I think, the governor forum chairman, had, that question was thrown at him. And he said that if the current chairman is not recognized by INEC, then they will not be doing what they are doing. That as a convention, they have not taken the side to expel Nyesom Wike and his allies. Now they now have a new leadership group, which is recognized by INEC. So for now, I want to believe that what Bala Mohammed said, is the truth. But only them knows because I'm not a politician. I'm just analyzing based on what I read and what I hear.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Davis.
Okay, I think that question will finally be answered by the court. I think that is what we can banking on. Yeah, that's the truth. Yes, because there is a question of whether INEC attended the Ibadan convention as an observer. The simple answer to that is no. But as my co-guest mentioned, Bala Mohammed has been trying to iterate that by the law, INEC must not be present, that INEC was duly informed. Having said that, there is something very important in this quest for the soul of PDP. So it was talk against talk. Disgracingly, a country as insecure as Nigerians, we saw policemen exchanging blow. Trump said, now disgrace country. This is things that bring disgrace to the country. So it's unfortunate. So, but after all said and done, for the control of Wadata Plaza that represents PDP, you could see the emergence of the Bala faction, the new chairman sitting on the seat of the chairman and having the neck conference room, which is very instrumental and instructional. That is one. Then two, there is a response to what the PDP chairman said by the APC handle, both on X and other social media. They are referred to what the PDP said, they don't say factional PDP. That is to say that including the presidency and APC have somehow accepted the reality that the Bala Mohammed faction is the authentic PDP faction. So I think INEC and maybe the court may align in that tragedy. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for your contributions. And before what happens is today, the fight between these two factions, we have been seeing on different videos of different politicians dumping their parties, joining the APC. And yesterday we saw what happens in the PDP faction of this party of the thing. Now the question is, does the president has a hand in turning the Nigeria party system into one party system when it comes to democracy, Mr. Fidelis?
This is a technical question. I think the president himself has answered it. He said he's not trying to turn the country into one party system, but he will be happy and celebrate your being in this area. So by the interpretation of what Mr. President said, very, very importantly, the location was important. He said that at a National Assembly. That's a hallowed chamber. So the president, I want to believe that he was not thinking of lying, but his actions say otherwise. Because when you give someone a ministerial position, it means you tell the person, act on my behalf. Meaning that most of the actions of Mr. Wike, the FCT minister, can be assumed to be or to have a tacit support of the president and the presidency. And Wike's action is tending towards killing the opposition party. In fact, there have been reports that he directed PDP that the only way for peace is that PDP should not have a candidate come 2027. Now we have seen massive movement of governors from PDP to APC. What does it tell? APC now controls over 27 states in the out of the 6 states, and many are still joining. Have total control, two-third majority required to pass any law. As far as I'm concerned, the country is already heading, unfortunately, one party system. So action speaks louder than voice. President is denying, we want to believe him, but the actions of his allies, the actions of people around him, and the actions of his party is tending towards one party system, and it is not good for our democracy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Henry.
Well, personally, it is obvious for me to see that Mr. President and his allies, Jason Quick and the rest of them, they know what they are doing. They can only come out and read the script for the whole world to see. But from their actions, we know what they are planning ahead of the 2027 election. Look at what happened in River State. We've seen some governors most of them from PDP now are defecting to APC.
APC, yeah.
If you are not planning towards 2027, why are all these things happening now? And I believe that they are not just defecting. There are some maybe benefits that are being attached to all these defectees that is making them to be defecting from one state to another in mass. The other day, I think one of the interviews that was recently held with the president by Arise News Ruben Abati, I think I had that question when he asked him about what has been happening, just like years of week, what happened in Abuja. You know, if he's happy having some week as a minister under his cabinet. And he boldly said that Yeson Wike is a good man. He said that yes, Wike is a good man, and in fact, he's one of his best ministers. So by saying so, it means that whatever that yes, Wike is doing in alliance with the president, and they know what they are doing. It's just that we, that are following them. Maybe some of us might still be deceived, but personally, I cannot be deceived any longer again. So my own opinion is that is the direction they are heading, one party system, so that the winning the election is easier for them. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I haven't seen what happened yesterday in the PDP and before now in other party here in Nigeria. And yesterday was a bill that went viral also. The PDP party chairman who went online pleading for Donald Trump and other countries practicing a democracy coming for the intervention here in Nigeria. And the question goes this way. Was it right for the PDP chairman, party chairman, calling on Donald Trump for the intervention of a democracy system here in Nigeria? Was it right for him to call by this time, Mr. Henry?
Well, we've been saying that our democracy, is not good. At least since this APC government started from the Buhari to the now president, we've seen how they are trying to destroy our democracy by trying to grab power with all means. So the new PDP chairman coming on air and pleading for Donald Trump to come and intervene in our democracy is what some Nigerians maybe have even thought of. But for him to come out and they say whether he was right or not, he has said it and he has said that he just started his tenure as a chairman of PDP. So maybe whether he said it out of inexperience or he boldly said it because he knew what he was saying is left to be seen. But I cannot sit down here and say that maybe he was wrong or he was right, because I'm not part of them. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Frederick.
Okay, my dear host. There's this Igbo saying that any person that uses knife to slaughter or to maim people does not allow you to bring knife near him. Having said that, PDP chairman boldly was copying from the playbook of the APC in 2014. This truth must be said. At the formation of APC, we see the APC leaders hobnobbing with the then president of America, Barack Obama, his Secretary of State, and his allies. It were the videos, pictures were there. So I think Turaki is trying to copy from APC, and APC already suspecting that he's trying to use the formula they use are becoming uncomfortable. The truth must be said. Yes, in fact, the APC spokesperson, Felix Moka, pronouncing this name well, actually called him a treasonable. The statement made by the PDP chairman. Treasonable, that is left for the court to determine. Yes, we have always argued or called our democracy a nascent democracy compared to Americans. Democratic countries have stayed for centuries. But will Obi continue to be a boy forever? I think instead of APC complaining, now they have to turn majority. We should make laws that stand, laws that make our courts to stop being to the highest bidder. Makes it unfortunate that we will see cases of having court injunction, counter court injunctions, confusing Even for lawyers, everybody is confused. These are methods using to kill off opposition. And democracy thrives when the opposition party is viable. So it is not for me to say whether PDP, but APC should they should enjoy their own play and maybe learn from it. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for your wonderful contributions. Our viewers, we leave the rest of the show with you, dropping your comments in the comment section. Don't forget, we are talking about insecurity, be it what happens between the two party factions in Nigeria, being PDP and also the genocide, because the both involves in a shedding of innocent blood and the rest of it. So I'll leave the rest of the show. Drop your comments, your contributions. It's very, very acceptable. Drop your comments at the comment section. Please don't forget to share all we've said to your own viewers, your friends, that will drop their contributions also. We are on Facebook at Touchlight News. On our X, we are at Touchlight News underscore. On Instagram, we are Touchlight News NG. On YouTube, we are Touchlight News NG. And please don't forget to always visit our website at www.touchlightnews.com, where you get more information. Thank you and do have a wonderful day.
Thank you.